official UFC Qatar recap, courtesy of your boy Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. We just got done with a 14 fight card, y'all. Like I said, I went 9-5. So good day overall. Called some good fights that, like I said, if you tune into the UFC predictions tracker, you'll see that I'm one of the top picking people on that channel. And I haul in the money if you're betting on my picks or tailing my picks hypothetically. And yeah, we had a wonderful day. Let's get this out the way because I'll rave about it all day if I don't. Uh Cesar Armadin says that boy got a goose egg on his head. Give me my money. Let's get to it. My boy Cesar Armadin, the legend, is he came in today. He's been showing us on prior episodes that he can get to the money. Basically, he knows how to put these props together and parlays, and he knows what fights aren't gonna go the full 3 or 5 rounds, and he makes it happen. He's been showing us this, but today was the first day that I was able to actually tail him, and bro came through. I ended up cashing in 2 different parlays aligned with fights not going the distance. It was a marvelous day. Friggin' had a great time streaming today. And then my boy went on to cash more bets. I went on to cash different bets. And it was wild all the way up until the last fight. So shouts out to him. Like I said, from now on, he is Cesar Martin, the legend. That's what I will always call him. Honorary member of Bros Talk MMA, longtime viewer and supporter. Make sure you tune in. He throws those picks into the chat, y'all. So make sure you tune in and get some of this game. And yeah, shouts out to my bro hosts extraordinaires, Ray Bucks, Guaranteed. Talked to both of them earlier today. It was dope. And yeah, it's just been a wonderful day overall. They about to announce this win here pretty soon for Tsarukyan, but I'm gonna start getting into this card. So, like I said, first things first, our first W of the day was Denzel Freeman by what I'm assuming was a sloppy decision victory in the heavyweight division, making his debut. He got us the win, but I'm glad I was able to catch some Z's before waking up on the day for that one. Then we had Nurilio Eliev, which is the fight that I came in about halfway through. He was actually getting his ass whipped when I was looking at it, but then he was able to reverse things, and he was already ahead prior to that. So he ended up just taking things home, doing his thing. Uh, then we got Ryan Loader, or I think actually it was Alexandre Taporia going up against Bexet Almakan. Almakan was doing his thing early on in the first round, but then Taporia just was patient, didn't stray away from his game plan, and just stalked Bexat the entire time, was landing the more powerful shots. They started to add up, even though I feel like Bexat was ahead on the cards. He just was doing his thing, but Taporia just stayed measured, just kept stalking him, and eventually was able to just break him over time and got the victory. Then we move on to Ryan Loader versus Ishmael Nardiev. Nardiev blasted him, got Loader the fuck out of here. I picked Loader, but early on when the fight started, I was just like, his hands are super low. And fucking not too long after that, fucking Nardiev blasted him. So he gets back in the win column. I wanted to pick him, but his last performance, he just made it seem like I said, even if he lost, because I said this earlier in the cast, even if he lost, just him just showing something, I would have felt like I wanted to pick him. But then the way he performed, I was like, oh, okay, so this is what it really is. You put him against certain competition, it's not the same. And no, and I'll say that he kind of, this is a certain kind of competition, but still, like, I thought, he was going to come out and not do as well as he did. And he proved me wrong. So, shouts out to Nardiev. Then we move on to, I believe, the what was this? This is the Abdul Rahman Yakiev fight versus Rafael Sequeira. And that was everything it was supposed to be. I mean, the odds were super in favor of Yakiev. And Sequeira, 3-fight skid. I mean, looked like a launch pad fight, smelled like a launch pad fight, was a launch pad fight. Super good for the highlight reel. Yakiev came out, guns a-blazing, and got it done quick and early, and that was that. Um, so shouts out to him on his debut. Then we move on to, what do I want to say? I want to say it was Almabayev versus Alex Perez. And Almabayev, I'm gonna probably fade him later on down the road because he's got some holes in his game still, and he just isn't aggressive enough for me. And Alex Perez was on his way to winning that fight, but then decided to get a little bit too overly aggressive and just put his neck way too far out there and kind of just unnecessarily challenged Almabayev to the grappling, which he didn't need to. I see, where he felt like he was starting to gain the advantage, but he really didn't need to do that, and kind of just, he he blew it, for lack of a better word. Um, then we move on to Bogdan Grad versus Luke Riley, and Bogdan Grad was looking good, mixing it up early, making it happen in the first round. Second round gets tagged, and then gets put on his back, and then continues to get tagged from there. And Luke Riley was able to make the comeback, and yeah, that's unfortunately that's how that one went. But it is what it is. Uh, let's see here. Then we went on to Kyoji Horiguchi making his return back against Tagir Ulanbekov. I picked Horiguchi in this one, and it played out like how I expected it to, but ended not exactly how I expected it to. Horiguchi started eating up the front leg of Tagir Ulanbekov. Hurt him so bad that the striking went out the window, and then he wasn't even really able to even grapple effectively. So then when Horiguchi was able to put him on his pockets, he then went to the ground with him, and then was able to get a rear naked choke, and yeah, choked out the Dagestani wrestler in front of Islam Makachev, which was wild. So shouts out to him making his comeback. I mean, he was already 7-1 in the organization before taking a hiatus. Comes back and is right there in the mix again in the bantamweight division. So salute to Kyoji Horiguchi. Then we move on to, I believe it was Maitebek Oralbai going up against Jack Hermanson, who was making his welterweight debut at 37, 4 months off of a nasty KO from RoboCop, where literally he was out for a minute and they sent him straight to the hospital and they had to give updates and shit. But he came out, wanted to go 10, 15 pounds lighter. And yeah, he looked big and he was throwing with bad intentions, and he was, doing his thing, but you could tell he was circling the cage. Oralbai was, commanding the center of the cage, just kind of walking him down. You could start to see him breathing from the moving around and shit and the activity. And then eventually he got cracked, and then he continued to get cracked, and then he got finished. Which that was the fight that cashed in those fight to not go to distance parlays that I was talking about with Cesar Martin, the legend. So that's when those cashed, and the rest is history from there. We just ended up having a great day. We cashed some things prior to that, but then that was the highlight of the day. So yeah, shouts out to Horiguchi, like I was saying, and my tip back Oralbai. And that took us into Waldo Cortez Acosta coming in on super, super short notice shortly after an eye poke that he suffered in a fight that he ended up getting knockout victory in that one, turns around, comes out here to Doha, Qatar, and flatlines Shamil Gaziev. And then salute to Michael Bisping for being a good sport. In his post fight, wears the eye patch. I mean, he was wearing the eye patch all week. That's kind of been his thing ever since, throwing subtle shots at Tom Aspinall. He wears the eye patch in the cage, gives Michael Bisping an eye patch, who, mind you, Michael Bisping truly doesn't have one of his eyes. So the fact that he put that on and didn't take offense to that, took the picture with Waldo Cortez Acosta, salute to both of those gentlemen. Great post fight. Um, great case he's making for himself to put himself right back in the mix shortly after, suffering a loss to Sergey Pavlovich not too long ago. And Waldo Cortez Acosta, man, he's looking good in these streets right now. He's looking real solid in terms of title contention right now. Then that moves us on along to Alonzo Menefield going up against Volkan Ozdemir. Volkan Ozdemir gets the KO finish. I mean, it was kind of like what I was saying earlier in this broadcast. I mean, bruh, he's one of those dudes like Menefield was putting together a good string of victories, but it was against prospects, and he was kind of being put in gatekeeper position. And he was, either getting split decisions or decisions, but by a thin margin. So I just couldn't see, even though you got a Volkan Ozdemir who, he's a top, ranked competitor who's gradually falling out of those ranks, and but when he loses, he only loses the killers. He's not losing to anybody that's, middle of the road or lower. Like, he's losing to the killers who either rise to the top to become champions or, just like top ranked competitors. And so I was like, he's he's not going to lose to a guy who's barely making it against the prospects. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. Menefield, he's always been that dude where he's been good at lower to middle of the road competition. He holds his own, and it's literally right there at that cusp where they try to throw him someone on another level, and then it's just like he just never really is able to get over that hump. But he's always going to be solid as somebody at the lower bottom 15 or right there at the entering of the rankings. But yeah, salute to Volkan Ozdemir, still showing that he's definitely of an elite level. He's just maybe not championship level. That moves us on into the co-main event of the evening. We had you know what? I actually overlooked one fight. Let me get back. Like, I have to circle early back to the card because I unfortunately even have to cover this. Saig Ismagayev, bruh, fool came out, fucking got outdogged by Nicholas Dalby. Like I told people that would happen. I did pick Magayev, but bruh, Nicholas Dalby, bruh, I'm telling you, that dude ain't nothing to play with. Don't let the age fool you. Don't let the record fool you. Don't let nothing fool you other than the fact that if he loses, that's probably the more surprising thing because he's able to either just put the punishment on you and get you the fuck out of there, or he actually will outdog you even when you think you're doing good, which he did tonight. And I don't even know if Ismagayev was even doing good. I just think that he thought he was going to mow this fool over, and it didn't happen. So, although I picked Ismagayev, I knew in the back of my mind that's what Dalby's capable of. So, shouts out to him. But yeah, to move us back into the co-main event, Bilal Muhammad goes up against Ian Gary. At first, I was thinking this was a 5-round co-main event for some reason, but then I realized halfway through the second round, oh yeah, this is a 3-rounder, and Bilal, you're down 2 rounds now, and you're gonna need a finish if you want to even have a chance of doing anything. And then Ian Gary, you got a decision victory, my boy, but you're not getting the next title shot. Like, you're just not. Like I said earlier in this broadcast, like if I would give Shavkat Rakhmonov coming off of a layoff a title shot before I'd give it to you with that performance. You should have finished him. If you said you wanted, you think there's no question you're getting the shot. I'm sorry. Like that wasn't it. You did your thing. Your striking was crisp. You did everything right. You got the W, all that good shit. But that performance ain't it, bud. So yeah, that's how the co-main event went. And then going into the main event, man. I mean, hey, y'all heard it. Not when I began this second portion of the broadcast. Fucking Dan Hooker, bro, fucking went out there, was using his length, was, keeping Tsarukyan at bay. Tsarukyan was doing his thing. Don't get me wrong. It was a competitive matchup. But then fucking he decided he wanted to when Tsarukyan would get in close, he was going for these guillotines. And then he'd get taken down. And it was like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, that's what we expect for you to avoid, and also like not only that, but like neutralize so that he gets tired, and then like you gamrodded him. We were expecting you to gamrod him, and you're jumping the gilly like you're Dustin Poirier. And I'm telling y'all right now, you're gonna see some type of interview with him post fight. Whenever that happens, whenever he gets interviewed to talk about this fight. I'm telling you, they're going to ask about that, and he's going to make some fucking reference to, Dustin Poirier. Like Dustin Poirier says, don't be silly, jump the gilly, and it's going to infuriate me. But it is what it is. Hey, it's your career. Do with it what you please. And yeah, I mean, that's UFC Qatar. Utica, undeniably the illest cat around. We got Cash Money in the building, Fight Bloodline, MMA. Make sure you go check out their channel. They had a dope episode yesterday. It's a family thing over there at Fight Bloodline, so make sure that you subscribe to their channel. Cash went 10-4, doing one fight better than your boy, So he should be probably getting featured on the tracker tomorrow. He went 10-4 on the day, so salute to my guy. Good shit. But yeah, y'all, it was a great day today. UFC Qatar, not the greatest card, but definitely a low key banger of the cards in terms of fight nights, especially, and all that good shit. So, I'm happy. Like I said, me and Cesar Marin, the legend, made money today. So when you tune into this, or whoever runs this back, you'll see the celebrations. You'll see, we did well. I came home with some money today. I feel great, you know. I still got a whole day ahead of me, so I'm gonna go make some more money. And shouts out to my bro host extraordinaires, Ray Bucks, Guaranteed, Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real. Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a long day. I've been streaming for a while now. Been celebrating, once again, Cesar Marin, the legend. Y'all got to tune in to our shows because he tunes in weekly. He's been telling us about how he makes this money. I followed him today, and I can tell y'all firsthand, this man knows what he's talking about. So we're happy to have him as a viewer, as a supporter, as somebody who, wants to spread this game and this joy and this money around. So y'all make sure that y'all tune in Thursdays. We stream live from the Whiskey Bar Denver in Denver. So if you're in the Denver area, come check us out. Otherwise, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 West Coast. Tune in, live streams every week, Thursdays right now, before events on fight weeks. Bros Talk MMA. We break down every UFC fight card. And yeah, we did wonderful again this week. We salute to all the subscribers, salute to the viewers. Yeah, I mean, I don't even really know what else to say. If you want to become a member or, support the channel in any way, check out our Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Make sure that you like this stream right here. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you tune in weekly. We only have 2 events left in the year, y'all. Remember that. So we're about to go on like a 2-week vacation right now. Come back in December, knock out 2 more cards in December, and then they go on a 5-week break again. We won't be seeing y'all until the week of January 24th, 2026 to break down that card, which will begin the Paramount era, y'all. But we will probably try to do some episodes still in between times. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure that you check us out online. Instagram, TikTok, at Bros Talk MMA. You can follow me, Utica _SME. That's UTICA _SME on Instagram and TikTok. And bruh, I mean, shit. It's been a wonderful day once again. Make sure you check out my guy Fight Bloodline MMA. Subscribe to their channel. I think that's it. I think I literally got everything out, y'all. So without further ado, we did the live watch along for UFC Qatar. I'm gonna cut this off and make take the recap portion of this, make the recap video and put that out. So if you didn't tune in just now, we'll have that later on. But yeah, with all that being said, Utica undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. Bros Talk MMA. Until the next time, y'all, we out.